All right. Thank you, everybody. Hi, my name is Jennifer Nelson. I am the co-founder of Vitmug Productions. We are a full-service live streaming media and production company where we take live streams from conception all the way to repurposing, making it work for your digital marketing strategy. I had to draw that out on strategy. Today, I am actually live on YouTube, on Periscope, and on Facebook to do a walkthrough demonstration of how to create show cards via Canva, which is a free and paid tool that you could go to canva.com and sign up for. I find it to be one of the most user-friendly starts to doing some graphic design. Now, I've moved up since and I am creating show cards on Photoshop. However, that is a costly endeavor and you may not need that. There are a lot of great functions just with Canva to get you started doing this. First of all, though, I do want to start with a little bit of basics when it comes to your show card, because I don't, as we're doing this stream show, we're trying to show you the products, the services, the strategies of what we use as Vitmug Productions, because we're doing live streams every day. We're producing live streams for our clients every day. So I want to start out with like a simple guide to the elements of a good show card. So let's bring this up and I will talk you through it. What is the point of a show card? A show card is just to give graphic information about a show that you have coming up. And this is best for your desktop or your produced shows like what I'm doing here today. It may or may not work for your mobile operations. You could probably hold up a piece of paper, right? Or you could have a sign or a board or something. I've seen all types of people use them with mobile solutions, but this is for desktop. And these are about 5 basic elements, right? You should have to a show card. Besides it being visually stimulating, you should have your show name on it. And I can flip back over to, actually what I'll do is I'll go through this list and then I'll show you what the streamed show card looks like. And I think it's got a lot of the information. I've tweaked it and we all bend the rules. I even bend the rules with my own things, but these are good basic elements to a show card. So your show name, right? And for us, this is streamed. And this is a weekly walkthrough review style show of the products and services we use as Vitmug Production. That's basically the description of the streamed show. The second thing is who you are or what your brand is. Depends on if you're an individual, you should want to put a picture of yourself on there. Always give a visual representation of who you are in terms of your brand logo or yourself. That's a really great element. The third one is your show time and your date. You want people to, in the description on Facebook or in the description on Twitter or YouTube, you want people to get the information about where to show up and when, but you also want to have it in that graphic because that may be just the one thing that somebody sees. They just see the graphic. So they connect with you, they connect with the show, they connect with the time and the place the show's going to happen. The fourth thing is if you have it, right? It's as necessary, right? Guest information. If you have a guest, especially if you have a big name guest, you definitely want to get their picture and give them some credit, either on Twitter as their Twitter handle, on Instagram as their Instagram handle, their website, their title. If it's a professional title, that's giving your guest recognition. And they may be encouraged to share your show card and spread the word if they're on there as well. The fifth one, and it's not that this is last, a good piece of key information is your show topic. You want to get like all of this information just in one place, in one bite-sized bit of content. So if you follow these basic 5 elements and play with it a little bit, you're going to be doing okay. I'm going to pop up the show card that I have for streamed right now so you can take a quick look. Now, this has the date, it has our show name, and it has the description of what we're going to talk about, creating a show card with Canva. And then lastly, has the Vitmug logo on it. Now, I did not put the time on this for a specific reason, because my time is pretty flexible on Tuesdays. I try to stay within the day and how busy it gets. It's 4 o'clock today. It may be 1 o'clock the next time I do another streamed episode. So I don't actually like adding the time to it, but I try to keep the branding within our color wheel. Like Vitmug's colors, you can see, are the orange and our purple, and then we're connected with the stream colors and the aqua color. We're kind of mixing and blending a couple branding colors. Try to stay within your wheelhouse so people see a couple colors and they stay with you as well. And that kind of goes into branding and show your brand, show who you are. All right, I'm going to move into actually showing you how to do this, and from the start. All right, so let me maybe I can pop that off so you don't need to see that. And I'm down here in the corner now. All right, so this is my free Canva account. There are a lot of like little things that Canva does to make life so much easier when you're on the paid side. One of them is magic resizing. I love that tool. You could take something that is a social media graphic and turn it into a presentation. You can take something that is bigger and make it smaller. That's a great option. They also keep all of your branding colors, like save them. All your favorite text, all your favorite colors. There are a lot of neat options, and I actually paid for Canva like the first year that I was doing live streaming, because at the price point, it was worth being able to create social media graphics very quickly. As you can see, I've done a lot of things here. This is my paid account turned free. So the very first thing you want to make sure you do is you take a look at this option right up here, and this is on the free account, this presentation. This is 1920 by 1080, and many of you guys will know what that is. Those are the dimensions for HD, right? And this is what you need to do, because you're not thinking of this show card in terms of one dimension. You're thinking of this in terms of multiple dimensions. You want to be able to use this show card for something else. And we always talk about, like, there's 4 stages of thinking about live streaming. You've got planning, promotion, the go live portion, and then the repurpose. Let's hope Canva comes up here. This would be my day. Don't worry, I've got it back up though. So when you're creating something for promotion, you should be thinking about something you're creating for repurposing. And this 16 by 9 presentation mode is perfect for a YouTube thumbnail. So you're keeping that in mind when you're doing that. All right, so that doesn't want to come up. Don't worry, I have a backup. This is the show card from today. Whoa, right? And this is what I edit every week. I've created this great background that sticks with the tone and the feel that we want for the show. I've used our branding colors. I've got our logo on here. I've put the basic information as clear, as simply as I can. Now, you're going to get this automatic, it's going to start to look like all these things that I could probably delete. It's because this is a template that I used, it has the background, but most of these will come just like this, a blank slate. Now, you cannot create any transparent backgrounds or any kind of transparent clips, because this is free Canva. You're given a blank slate and you work with what you got. They do have a ton of free options. You could take something maybe like this. Maybe it'll load. Maybe like the first one. Maybe it won't load. You could take something like this. And if you like the coloring, you like the fonts, you could put it in here and you could work with it. There are some elements that you need to keep in there. You need to think about how to put pictures in there. You need to think about how to put textures in there, how to collect your information. Ah, ta-da, look at that. So you could do something like this. If you like, you could change your background colors. You've got this great little option up here. You can do it by your hex code, and I've often done that via hex code. If you put your branding colors in here once in this specific format, this specific presentation, this file, right? It'll save it. It'll continue to save. So if you create your basic show card once, here in the free Canva, you can adapt it because it will remember your colors. That's a nice little workaround that is a great option in the paid version, but you can work around for the free option. So put your branding colors in once and then go from there. It's really good to think about the tone that you want to put out there. Are you going more vintage? Are you going more modern? Are you going very grassroots? What kind of feel do you want to put on there? We actually based a lot of Let's Livestream off of this presentation, this whole book of presentations that Canva had for free for us. We liked the way it felt, so we built off of it. So for me, if I was doing a show card for Let's Livestream, I would automatically change the background color. Oh, look, you can do 2 colors. Isn't that fun? I could make that the dark color. See, now I'm already so much closer to the Let's Livestream branding colors. You can also take this. You can change the text colors. You have to think through these things. From here, you want to work in those 5 elements, right? And I can switch back and I'll show you the 5 elements again. So you want your show name. You want who you are and your brand, including some colors, showtime date, guest information if you have it, and then show topic. So let me go back over to here, give this to you. So if this were for Let's Livestream, it's not quite the same font that we use, but we can work with it. And you got to play with this a little bit. And I'm doing this all live on the fly, sticking with the colors that we have, messing with the fonts. Make it a little bit smaller if you need to. Since it's one word, it's actually Let's Livestream is a hashtag. So I like to keep it on one line. Sometimes you're stuck with text because it's a preset. Just eliminate it and it'll go away. You could start to build other elements in here. I always like to use the frames when it comes to having me or having a guest on. They're fun options to play with and add a guest onto here, or yourself if you wanted to add yourself. And there are tons, and I'm not going to show you them all. I'm just going to add my friend Tanisha. Great photo of her. She's Tanisha from Girl Meets Glass. If you didn't know, I am a wine blogger as well on the other side of my life. But if she were to be one of my guests, I would add that. Add a little text here for her name, Tanisha, and then add a little bit of like her Twitter handle, Girl Meets Glass. You could say something like special guest. Boom. Tanisha at Girl Meets Glass. Can't wait to tag her and tell her I used her as a walkthrough. She will be very interested. And you make it a little bit smaller because this is not the headline information. This is just some information that you add to here. You give them a little recognition. So you got a couple of what I like about Canva is everything is just so easy to add on there. You want to add on the date and the time. So we go every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You make that a little bit smaller. You can make it bolder, but smaller. And you're just I always look at like descending information. You get the most important information up top, and then you start to descend that information. You can even put it right over here. Or I think, yep, you can. I like that Canva, like Photoshop, has these little centering tools. They help you keep in line and in the margin. I'm actually going to take it in a little bit here and put it right in there. So that's Let's Livestream. You've got a date and a time. You've got your guest and their name. You can throw in also what the topic is. And sometimes when the topic is related to the guest, I like to add the topic near the guest because you're trying to keep flow. You're trying to think things through, create some logic to the discussion. So she's in Paris. So she's going to talk about wine from the Champagne region That would be the topic, because she's not far from the Champagne region, and I'm very jealous every day about that. So, and I'm gonna change. You could change up some colors. You can add some quotations. You can throw in, give some direct clue, like Wednesday's topic: wine from the Champagne region. And that keeps it interesting and different. This is basically just showing the information that you need your viewer to see and ultimately, hopefully, share. We know that pictures do better than just text on social media. Video does even better, right? So I've kept in line with the basic elements, the basic 5 elements, and I'll make sure to have that up on the Vitmug page so you guys can see it and check it out. So you've got the name of the show, you've got the time and date, you've got the guest information, you've got the topic to the show. I feel like I'm missing one piece. And who you are as a brand. Very important. So I have a transparent, this is pretty much our brand logo. We've been using it for quite a little while now. It doesn't, fortunately, you can only do so much with logos matching up with your colors, and maybe it'll contrast a little bit. You can make it a little bit smaller so it doesn't stand out so much. But finding a nice place for your logo, at a minimum, just to stand there independently there. You could also say created by, produced by, join us, thanks to, all of these different things to draw attention to it. But this is a complete and very, very basic show card, and it gets the basic information. It's all here in Canva. I'm going to show you one more thing before I head out of this and take any questions that people may have live, is to save the design title, right? This is the same title that it's going to automatically save as, right? So you want to do something like let's live stream, which is the title of the show. And then I always I use underscore instead of spaces because I'm from old school naming conventions. And then the date. So let's say 10/31, because that's today's date. I like to put the name and I like to put the date so I can remember where they come from. You have to remember to do that first. It'll save you a little bit in the long run. Next thing is the download. So you only want to download one. Well, first of all, change this to PNG. It'll always try to get you to save as a PDF because it's the default form here for presentations. That's 16 by 9. And I only want to download page 10. Right here, you can see page 10. Download. And it'll automatically save to my download section. It'll give you another option to save in a minute. And isn't it great to get little quotes? And here's all my streamed graphics. Save it right there. I can go back to it and I should have it up. Nope, I do not. I have over here. Streamed. Here we go. Where'd you go? Oh, it's saving. Give it a second. It's saving. But it'll pop up in wherever you save it. Remember what it is. Try to put all those indicators of the show title, the date, all of these things to help you remember it later on. So that is about the end of this specific demonstration. I appreciate you coming through and spending a little time talking through not only the how to do it in a very brief and kind of oversimplified, because I've already thought through. I already have my graphic, I have my guests, I have all of this information behind the scenes. I have the tone and the feel of how I want to design it. It takes a lot longer to actually do it, especially if you're doing it from scratch. But if you get those 5 pieces of information in there, the show name, who you are, your brand, the show date, the show time, your topic, and then any guest information in there, you're getting some good basic elements. Again, my name is Jen Nelson, and I'm the co-founder of Vitmug Productions. I appreciate you watching. If you're here in the live, please stay tuned. I'll be right back.